Good evening, guys. How you doing, everybody? Good to see you. Welcome. Welcome. Glad you could come in. All 9 of you so far. Who we got here so far? We got, I don't guess he's back yet. I think Mel might have gone a little long tonight with the Microsoft Flight Simulator action. I noticed he landed on the highway and the cars just seem to go right through the airplane. That's a pretty neat trick. I like that. I like that. I assume that I remembered to push all the buttons tonight and you guys can hear me. I see meters moving, so that's always encouraging. And even though it's cold outside, I decided to keep up the festive tropical motif of the show. Even though 10 minutes ago I was wearing a sweatshirt with a t-shirt underneath it. So we had Jody in here first a little earlier. View Chaser came in, gave me a few thumbs up. Jaybird, hi Joe, how you doing? Michael Blade was here. Uranus Exploratory Photography. Sounds kind of like a colonoscopy to me. How you doing? Mark A is here. Hi Mark, how you doing? What's up, old dudes? Yeah, Art's in the green room. Just being Art. I don't know how else to describe it. And we got Rat. RH is here. Hi, Rat. How you doing? Drone Bum is here. Cigar Nation Warriors, good to see you. And Ray Kelly, how you doing? And in the green room, blowing his nose, is my buddy, Ken Herron.
Hey, man. How you doing?
Man, Ken, this is the first time you've been on here where you weren't on some cell phone that wouldn't work. That's great.
Yeah. For some reason, my Pixel 5 doesn't like StreamYard.
How you been? Good to see you.
I'm good. You know, I was flying FPV today. It was 31 degrees, and I did some hard testing of the Insta360 SMO.
Oh no.
I'll just tell you a fun story, and then I have a question for you and your massive audience.
Okay.
So the camera's okay. The lens is scratched, so it's garbage now. But so I wanted to fly this through the upper side of a covered bridge in the beams, a small hole.
Oh, inside the bridge.
Inside, under the bridge, yeah.
Yeah.
And I tried it. I got about halfway. Then I referred to my friend who's a better FPV pilot. I said, you do it. He goes, okay. So he was flying. He got a little bit further than me. And then I thought he was just showing off by landing up there on one of the beams. Turns out it got hung on one of the bolts.
Oh.
1 in a million chance. And so it wouldn't come down. We tried everything. This doesn't have turtle mode on it. And that wouldn't have helped. But so he took his 5-inch and knocked it loose. Right? It was recording the whole time. So it's hanging like this on the beam and the lens is facing down and I'm waving, hey, we're going to get you, So I've got, this takes an SD card. My question is, and all right, it's got some unfinalized video on it that I need, because it powers from the LiPo.
Okay, I get you.
And are you familiar with this camera?
Well, I understand. I'm hearing an echo. Is that coming from you?
This is the naked GoPro from Beta FPV.
Okay, so
and you wire it directly into your board, and it powers it. So this came loose while it was recording, and it didn't finalize the video. Okay. I've gone into the program, the Insta360 program, and if there's any other video editors out there that know, I know there's a way to recover corrupted or non-finalized video. I need to know the name of that program because
God, I tried that a year ago, and I found it, and Google search will bring up a bunch of them. And I tried a couple of them, and none of it worked. So I can't help you with that.
I got a guy in New Jersey. Do you remember when I crashed my Phantom into the casino?
Yeah, we all remember that.
Yeah. Well, the only reason you guys were able to see that was because I sent the video, which was corrupted in the same way, to this guy in New Jersey. And he's got some magic.
Sounds like your best bet. Sounds like your best bet.
Called Jersey guy. Okay.
Call the guys in Jersey. Yeah.
Don't any of the thousands of people watching know?
Yeah. Well, we got 20 people so far, so we're off to a good start. We're off to a
Yeah.
good start.
Anyway, how you doing? Beard looking good?
Yeah, it's a little shaggy right now, but other than that, I'm doing good. Doing good. Trying to stay warm. For us down here in Florida, when it gets to in the 50s, we freeze our asses off. Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh
50.
yeah, I know.
Ooh.
I went out flying today, and it was like 62 degrees. Sweatshirt, knit hat. You'd think I was up in Maine or something.
Yeah, 50, man. That'll get you. That'll get you
Yeah.
that frostbite.
Yeah. Let me bring in another one of your good buddies here. Guess who?
Okay.
Guess who, Ken? Guess who I'm going to bring
Guess
in?
who?
Take a guess.
Let me guess. It's gonna be. Oh, I know who it is. It's Charo.
No.
No.
But close, very close, very close.
Who is it? Somebody who knows who Charo is.
I remember Charo, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, she was on the Love Boat all the time.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
The Love Boat.
Can you
She's
even
still-
say coochie on the TV anymore?
I don't think anybody does. I wonder if she's still living or not.
Yes, she is.
Is she really?
Is 70, I believe.
No kidding.
Alexa,
Young-
how old is Charo?
There you go.
Charo is 69 years old.
Close.
It was
Yeah.
close.
69.
1951.
Oh, no, 1951.
Mhm.
Alexa, what is Charo's net worth?
Charo is worth an estimated 12 million US
How
dollars.
the hell is Charo worth $12 million? How?
Probably the men she married, Ken.
Oh yeah, she's selling that coochie.
You think?
Well,
It's been
you
known
know,
to happen.
Her last husband was a Swede.
Oh, is that right? Well, the
Yeah.
Swedes are totally rich.
Yeah, you can-
Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up, Art?
Just working a lot of overtime at work and just busy as heck. And what did I do today? I finally got some parts to upgrade my computer to a Ryzen 1700X.
Ooh, cool.
Okay.
And your goatee is coming in nice. You got the gold microphone. When are you gonna play that grand piano back there for us?
He's beginning to look more like an evil James Bond villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do this and then just pet a cat.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Bond, I want you to
Hey,
die.
Mr. Bond.
Yeah. Hey, Chris Hope's in the chat. How you doing, Chris? Good to see you. Ludsat1. How are you, my friend? Agent K is here. Agent K. Rick Halber's in the chat. And Rick is home from the hospital, from what I
Yeah, I
understand.
heard about Rick. What
Yeah.
what he had a sex change thing happen? What happened with him?
I don't know. I don't know, but I think if he came out with a full head of hair, we have to start worrying. You know?
Yeah, that's an outpatient thing. The plug. I hope
Ken.
Rick, you're feeling better.
Ken, have you ever met Ray Kelly?
Yeah,
Have you?
I think so. Yeah.
Well, here he is.
Hey, Ray.
Hey, Mitch, Ken, Art, everybody in the chat.
How you doing, buddy? We're going to have a fly-in, Ken, down here on March the 20th in Florida, out at the
Okay.
Sebastian Inlet.
And I'm going to
So-
try and make that.
Oh,
Do I
wow.
have to wear a Hawaiian shirt like these guys?
Ray does. I always wear these crazy shirts on when I do these streams.
Yeah.
So my guests are now running out and getting Hawaiian shirts so that they can fit right in.
You guys are on permanent vacation, man.
Tell me about it. Yeah, I know.
Santa brought this for
That's
me.
nice. Yes, me too. My daughter got me this one. That was,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, Ken, there's your personal invitation to come to the meetup.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna actually head to M0A, which is the company that also has RemotePilot101.com. They're based in Florida. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go there. I probably won't make this meet, but I will be going to Florida soon. I'm gonna wait.
Where
for
are
a
they
few more
where are they
people to get
based?
inoculated. What's that?
Where are they based, Ken?
That's a
Remote
good
Pilot
question.
101?
I think it's Orlando.
No,
No, it's not Orlando.
is it down? He keeps his airplane at Lantana, from what I
Right.
understand.
Yep.
So that's down. That's near you, Ray. That's down Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach area.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm finding out right now.
Okay.
Oh,
should
all
know.
right.
They're in Ocala, Florida.
Ocala.
Oh, way up there.
Why is his airplane in? Why is his airplane in Lantana?
I don't know. I'm
That's a
guessing
good
he
question.
flew it.
And we have hope.
Oh,
What's
Oh,
up, guys?
right. Hey,
I
Chris.
needed some hope.
There he is. Chris comes in every Sunday, just about, and gives us some hope.
I'll give you just
Oh.
this much.
Okay. We need more
How
than
you
that.
doing, Chris?
I'm good, Captain.
You're playing
so,
in the snow today.
Man, we had a good afternoon. We sure did.
Wow.
And when the sun went down at 5:30, it was still snowing. So
My
Yeah.
dad got about 4 inches of snow at his ranch.
that's probably where we're at, Ken. About 4.
Yeah, he is, and I don't know where he lives either. I don't know the name of the town. Valley Mills. You know where Valley Mills is?
Yeah, it's west of Waco, about an hour or so.
Yeah, it's right over around there like that.
Yeah,
As they say
yeah.
in Texas.
it's over where they make.
I remember Waco well. I worked
And-
with
and he's
Ellen
got,
DeGeneres there.
My dad's got a radio flyer sled out there at the ranch. I don't know why, but
Oh, wow.
just for
I
days like
remember.
today.
For days
I
like
had one of
today.
those. I had one of those when I was a kid in Philadelphia, Ken.
Oh yeah, you know what we
Yeah.
did in Philadelphia when I was a kid? It was wacky. We had a golf course when I was in high school. We'd all go down a hill on a car hood. You talk about dangerous. That is tetanus waiting to happen, man. That is
But so much fun.
When I think of the
A lot of
stuff
fun.
we
You
did
get
as when I
six
think of the
dudes on
stuff
there.
we did when we were kids, it's amazing any of us survived.
right. Like even you guys are all old enough to remember riding a bike without any helmet or any protection on. We got on the bike and rode 'em. We didn't need a stupid helmet.
No.
Yeah.
We
Never
survived.
rode
If we rode a bike with anybody in the neighborhood that had a helmet, that dude was wearing a helmet all the time. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Roger that. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
And rode the little short yellow bus.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that guy. That was that guy.
Yeah, we used
I
to ride up
see,
in the back between the windshield and the back seat. Remember on that ledge? If you got
Oh,
to lay,
yeah.
if you got to lay up in there, you were special.
Yeah, yeah. My mom drove a vet, a Chevette. It was a Chevette.
A Chevette. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
good
yeah,
thing. Yeah,
okay.
yeah, I remember them.
Yeah, and the Chevette, I think it was rear wheel drive, wasn't it?
Yes. I
Yeah,
think
the
so.
the Corvair was front was no, the Corvair was a rear wheel drive too. It rear
Yeah,
engine.
it had
Yeah.
the,
Corvair
the-
had the engine in the back.
Yeah,
in
had
the
the
back.
engine unsafe at any speed, right?
But
Remember that?
me and my sister, we would always fight because if there was three kids sitting in the back, somebody had to sit on the hump. The hump being the transaxle for the rear wheel drive car.
Yep.
And I don't remember ever being in a kid seat ever growing up. Like maybe when I was a kid, the mom would do, she put the arm.
Yeah, they oh yep. Mm-hmm.
That's
I didn't
it.
wear
That's
seat-
all the safety measures.
I
They
wear
didn't have
seatbelt.
many front wheel drive cars back then.
Nope.
Not hardly. They all had the drive shaft.
And they were all stick shift.
back in the olden days.
Yeah.
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 Did you say, Chris, that you never wore a seatbelt?
Not till 1987 when they made a law in Texas to start wearing them.
Freaking Ralph Nader and his damn seatbelt.
Yeah.
Freaking remote ID.
Don't get
Exactly.
we're not going there tonight, Ken.
Oh, okay. All right.
They keep
I'm
the,
not going to wear a seatbelt. I never have. I'm not going to let the government try to make me safe. To hell with that.
Yeah, we've done that remote ID thing to death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna wait and we're gonna see in 2.5 years what we actually have to do. So I'm gonna take the next 2.5 years off from worrying about remote ID.
That's what I'm doing. You know,
Yeah.
everybody, I get messages from people. Oh, that's it. The hobby's dead. I'm out. I'm selling everything. No, now is the best time. You've got like a year or more before you have to do anything, really.
You basically got 2.5 years. It's going to the manufacturers have 18 months to come up with the stuff, and then we have a year after that to adopt it, and that's assuming that it all goes as planned and they don't have to extend it, and then finally give up
There'll
because
be
the
some
damn thing is.
changes and amendments.
Of course there will. And we're going to milk every one of those to death for YouTube video views too, I guarantee you.
But in between, those guys are like Ken said that are ready to get out of it. Be some good deals.
Yeah. Let me know what you're selling. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Me too.
And I gotta go here because I think my Jersey guy is gonna help me with my my video. But I did want. Can I plug my show?
Oh, sure. Go ahead, Ken.
Okay.
Because
So-
there's some people that don't know who you are, so you better tell them. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So this Thursday I've got a guy named Christian on. His last name is over here, but he wrote a book about.
Does he have a sister?
Yeah, sure.
Sister Christian.
Oh my
Anyway.
goodness. But no, he wrote a book about
A
FPV
motor ran.
flight dynamics, and he's also a big karaoke guy. So you'll dig him.
Oh,
And
Cool.
then
Joe
probably
Price
next week or the week after that, I'm gonna have Vic Moss on.
Oh,
He
yeah,
is
he's in my neck of the woods.
yeah, he's on the drone advisory committee.
Ah, okay.
Mhm.
Or you used to
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, he's on the
he's from
FAA drone
Denver.
advisory committee. So he'll be on to talk with us soon, and we can confront him, make him feel really uncomfortable, and ask
There
him all
you
the
go.
questions we want to ask.
that. Well, it's a good thing you're not going to stick around, Ken, because we're going to get real technical on this show. We're going to be delving into Betaflight and INAV and all that other stuff that you just love so much.
Betaflight?
Yeah, you're
Ah, there he goes.
goes.
Oh, man.
All right. Well, thank you guys. It's always fun hanging out.
All right, buddy. Thanks for coming.
Johnny.
Good to see you.
Good
Art,
to see you.
I
By
gotta-
the way, Friday is my birthday, so say happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday! You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make an Elvis song
Hey,
just
Art,
about you,
happy
baby.
birthday.
Oh, thank you very
you-
much, Kenny.
I'll catch you later. Thank you
Uh-oh.
guys. Thank you very much.
See you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Well, that was nice. That was nice. I see he scared Carlos away. Carlos was it? Came into the green room. He saw Ken and disappeared. I don't know. Come on back, Carlos.
Well, that's probably a good thing.
No,
Anyway.
no, it isn't. Carlos is one of the backbones of this show here. Even if he
Yeah,
does.
he's
Well,
not
I'll tell
like-
you,
blood
you know,
pressure
you're
go up.
you're getting,
He's more like
you
the
know you're up there when
tailbone
Ken
than
Herron comes
the
on your show,
backbone.
Mitch.
Yeah, that was very nice. That was very nice of him. Yeah,
You remember? I remember somebody saying something one time that the situation Ken had where it come unplugged while it was recording.
yeah.
All they did was power it back up and set a minute, and then power it down and then undo it. Now I don't know if that's the right way or not, but I've heard that somewhere in these YouTube chats we have.
Well, you know that I've never heard that. Most of these cameras have their own batteries built in, and so that's not going to happen.
Yeah, but that-
Sometimes
that
on the
did it.
DVR on your goggles, if you unplug the battery of your goggles before you stop the recording, you'll lose that recording in the DVR.
We'll hope we can find it, because I thought about doing that too
Oh.
with a drone before that I got stuck. Was getting another one trying to ram it out.
Oh, Ken Herron, $20 super chat. Thank you, my friend, very,
cool,
very
Ken.
much. I appreciate
Nice.
that.
That's
I
nice.
appreciate that.
Very
You got to be
nice,
careful
Ken.
not to start you don't want to start a trend here. Everybody might throw money at me, Ken, and then I just get a big head and it'd be all over, you know. So got to be careful. But thank you so much. Thank
Good
you
on
very
you,
much.
Ken.
It was great having you on the show. Anytime. So I tell you what I wanted to do tonight, guys, instead of just having a big chat fest like we seem to always get into, is I wanted to actually make this a workshop tonight. And
good.
I have this. You all remember the reptile? You remember it, Art? Yes.
Yep, reptiles.
No dysfunction. No reptile
No
dysfunction.
dysfunction.
And it's got the DJI Vista in it, and it has a GPS, and it has Betaflight in it. And what
I've heard
and
that
what,
is.
and what I did not too long ago was I took my Marmot here, and I put INAV on it. Okay. Because the newest
Nice.
version of INAV, the version 2.6, has some really great PID tuning, and it flies. I mean, it flies. They say as good as Betaflight, so I thought I'd try it out, and it has a big. Instead of the little GPS module, it's got the BN880, which has the compass built into it too.
Yep, that's
Art, don't
like
agree.
the one that came.
You don't have to agree. Art, you don't have to agree with everything that I say.
Hey, Mitch, let's set one give you a $5.
I saw that. I was just about to say
Yeah,
thank you.
what's
Thank
that?
you so much, my friend. I appreciate that. I wanted to finish my thought before I went over there, and thank you. But thank you
Good
so
night,
much.
good night, let's set.
Thank you so much.
Carlos,
Mitch,
come on.
Mitch, if you got any
Come on, Carlos.
any FPV guys that want to come on, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to step out.
Oh, that's okay. Listen, if they come in, I got room for 10 because I've actually got a paid StreamYards deal, so it won't be
why
a
he's
problem.
got the-
Unless we get tired of you, and we'll throw you out of here. But that's okay. Anyway, I got a little goggles video of the first test flight of this Marmot on the INAV. And I want to show it to you here. So let me get this going. And it's not going. Okay, as usual, my computer
Mitch,
does
quick
strange
question.
things. Yes.
From a Betaflight guy, you just plug in to INAV and dump a new load into
Well, that's what I was going to do. I was going to actually go through the entire
step by step it.
step. Yeah, not that it's something that you might want
I'm
to
not
do,
going to do it.
but
No, I was
you
just curious.
learn a lot about both Betaflight and some of the hardware things and some of the same steps in upgrading the firmware on your Betaflight quad.
Hey, John.
So let's see if I can get this thing going here. Here it is, and this is the Marmot on INAV. Now, it's not a fancy flight because I had never flown this on INAV. So what I did was I wanted to just fly it around and see if it was smooth, and it had prop wash oscillations or any of that stuff in the turns, and it seemed to feel just like it did on Betaflight. But then what I did was a little ways into it, I hit the return to home switch, which I refer to as the oh shit switch. And it came back and landed like a Mavic, which is something that FPV quads don't usually do. So that's kind of a neat reason to have INAV on these things. Is you put them in acro mode, and you can hardly tell the difference between flying a Betaflight quad or INAV, but instead of just having the GPS rescue, okay, which will turn it around and start flying it back to you, with INAV you actually have altitude hold, position hold, automatic landing, waypoint following, and all of those things, which you're probably not going to use on a quad, but it uses all the same hardware, except you need a flight controller with a barometer, which and I had forgotten about that, and that kind of put a kibosh on what I was going to do tonight, because the flight controller in this thing does not have a barometer. So sorry about that, guys. I guess we can't convert this. It needs a barometer because it needs to know altitude. And
gotcha.
The flight control. I can't believe I didn't think of that. The flight controller that I had in my Marmot was a Holy Bro Kakute F7, and that does have a barometer. The flight controllers in the Tyro, the one that you have, Chris, and my Tyro129 also have a barometer. Now here it's landing by itself. It's just actually landing all by itself. I had the goggles off and I was just sitting there watching it land. So that was pretty cool.
So it'll actually INAV will land it.
Yes, just like that.
Just like a DJI stuff.
Pretty as you please. Yeah, just sets right down, and of course it's in air mode, so it bounces. It's going to bounce a little bit, but But no,
Yep.
I can't believe I didn't think. I'm glad I didn't take it all apart. I was going to take it apart first, but I said, nah, show everybody how I take it apart.
There you go.
So I had the I can't believe it. I had the new GPS unit all ready to go, but INAV requires a barometer and a compass, and most of the flight controllers, especially the bargain ones like the iFlight 6X and the diatone Mambas and those, don't. That's why what amazed me about the Tyro129 is that it actually had a barometer on that cheap flight controller board that they put in those things. You can buy that flight controller for 20-something bucks as a spare part. So what I may do is just go ahead and buy one of those and replace the flight controller that's in here, because it works fine. I fly the Tyro129 with it. In fact, I have a video here of the Tyro129 that I installed the DJ. I put the DJI Vista in it. And interestingly enough, when I first looked at this video, I said, you know, I can see the left motor, but I can't see the right motor. What the hell is, my camera's crooked. And the camera's straight, and the arms are straight. And that leads me to believe that there's some distortion in that camera. Because, and no matter how I moved the camera around, this is the picture that came out. So, you know how these Tyros are. The props are right smack in the middle of the shot.
They are.
But this was, this Vista unit in here was on sale for about half price because it was the first Nebula, the Nebula Micro. And the Nebula Micro came with a combination analog digital camera. It only did 60 frames a second, not 120. And a lot of people said the image on it really sucked. I don't think that image sucks. I think that image looks pretty damn good. Yeah. And
nice flight.
so I bought two of these from Banggood because of the price. Ah, there's Carlos. Hey, Carlos.
Good evening, gents.
How you
Let me not
doing?
interrupt.
Carlos.
Good, I can
Hello,
leave.
buddy.
I'll see you since he showed up.
No,
He
you know,
Hey, Carlos.
He intimidates me.
I know
Me?
he intimidates me too, but I put up with him.
I'm on a new mission this year.
But
He's gonna be
such
a nice
good
guy.
looking man.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
on a
gonna be
new mission.
He's going to be a nice guy this year.
That's it.
Anyway, you'll see at some point in this flight, and another thing is that this particular camera is limited to 16:9. I normally fly in 4:3, but this thing is 16. Now, right there, I hit return to home.
Oh, I thought you.
No. Right there,
you were
I actually
stability
hit
mode.
out. I hit position hold. I hit altitude hold, or something, and
It looked like you were going from
I was
like
going
stability into acro.
Yeah, or something. It went into stability mode and started to descend. So I quick got out of it. I have to figure out what that was. But you'll see at a certain point here, I also had upgraded this to the INAV 2.6. So this has got that latest version of INAV. It's got the new Vista DJI, which gives me the kind of, it's supposed to be a long range quad, but with an analog video feed, you're not going to get that kind of range. And it gets you a lot further with
It looked
with the
when
DJI.
you were going up like you were going to do a trick, but stability mode didn't allow you to. That's what that.
No, what happened was it just went into stability mode when I think I hit position hold, but
By
not
accident?
altitude hold. So it came to a screeching stop, but I didn't have altitude hold on, so it started to descend. But
This is
now
the 129,
This is the Tyro129. I'm just flying around.
and
it out.
Chris has the 119.
Right, which is
okay.
almost exactly the same quad, except the frame is a little bigger. And I think the motors are a little bigger on the
I
129,
see.
but pretty close. I see Ed's in the chat. Hi, Ed. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Ed.
I know I had mine in I flew a pack yesterday in acro for the most part, Mitch. And I ain't got it. I got 40 acres and I ain't got enough room.
Oh, shit.
Dude.
Do you have any footage of that, Chris?
Yeah, it's in my DVR, which is out in the shop. I'm not
Check it out.
going to show it tonight. Yeah, it was fun. That dude is quick though.
What do I hear in the
Cool.
back somewhere?
That's
TV
my-
or dog?
That's Chris's kitchen, I think.
That's my
Yeah.
dog.
Laundry machine,
That's all right.
dryer.
That's all right.
I thought I was hearing a TV.
No, you're hearing me. Deal with it.
So this this thing actually, look at that, even a roll. This thing actually flew great, and on the INAV 2.6, a lot of the bad tune that I had on the old version of INAV went away because INAV 2.6 has got a whole new different scheme of filtering, whereas Betaflight is relying heavily on RPM filtering. They incorporated what they call Kalman filters into INAV, and the Kalman filters, I don't want to appear stupid, but they either come from EMAX or KISS or one of those other things, and it was one of the big features of one of the, and it might have been from EMAX, but you turn the RPM filters off, and the damn thing just stopped all the shuddering and shaking and prop wash oscillations, because 7-inch quads are trickier to tune than the smaller quads, because when you do get vibrations, you got longer props, longer arms, things tend to shake around a lot more. But this was my first test flight on 2.6
Right.
with the new camera, so I wasn't really ballsy with it, but I was flying it around, and I know Ed said put an HD camera on
Right
top,
there.
but
What
yeah,
did you just do?
I just turned it into return to home. I just clicked the switch for return to home. So let me show you that again. What happened was,
It almost looks like a stall. And
no,
faces
it
up.
actually goes into stable mode, turns right back towards me. See, comes to a screeching halt in the sky, and now it's flying back towards me. You can see my car there. Oh,
just
Bill,
got
thank
hit
you
with
so
a-
much, my friend. Happy Sunday, droners. Hello to everyone. Bill and Metro Drones,
Hey,
thank
Bill.
you. Thank you so much.
Hey, Bill.
Appreciate
How you
that.
doing?
Good to see you.
But see, now it's actually flying back to me, and just like a Mavic, when it gets, and it's going to bounce around a lot because it doesn't have a stabilized camera, but it's doing all this. When I clicked that switch and saw that it had turned around and started flying back, I actually just took my goggles off and just watched it come back. I wanted to make sure it didn't land on my head, but it landed right where it took off.
So that came automatically. Return to home.
Yeah, it's flying back. It gets over the home point. It turns around, faces the direction it was facing when it takes off, and then starts its descent. And this thing's got the battery underneath, so it's it teeters on that battery. And when it lands by itself, it just sits there straight up and down and doesn't fall over or anything. See, it's landing all by itself right there.
Kind of takes the fun out of the.
No, the idea of this is a
I'm just
fail
kidding.
safe. It's a fail safe.
It's a great
Carlos.
thing, but
It's nice. It's nice to know that.
your stuff is safe. That,
It's
I'm
nice
with
to
you.
know. Yeah, and then today, I went over on Sunday. I usually go to the office park, and I flew my Franken Quad. You guys remember my Franken Quad?
No.
This is my Franken Quad.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
This is the frame from my Tyro99, the flight controller from the Tyro99. I put EMAX motors on it, Eco motors. I put a Cadex Reptile camera in it because the camera that came with that sucked, and it's got the Tyro VTX. So it's kind of I nicknamed it the Franken Quad because I had a whole box full of pieces and parts left over from other things, and I just took all that stuff and took this frame that I had originally taken all the guts out of and built a quad, and I hardly ever fly it. So I decided today was going to be analog day.
You
So
have
I
time for 2 questions, Mitch?
Yeah. Sure.
All right. The first question from Lutzat is, does the GPS use its own battery? Second
No.
question, Metro Drones, does it change altitude when returning to home?
Okay.
You have to set it, I guess.
No, the GPS is powered from the flight controller, just like the VTX and the camera and everything else. It gets its power from that. It works. The return to home works like a camera drone. You tell it in setting up INAV what your return altitude is going to be. So when you click the switch, it climbs to the return altitude and then comes home at that altitude until it gets right over the home point. It stays at that constant altitude. And then it lands. And you can set the altitude on that in any number of different ways too. You can tell it if it's higher than the return altitude, descend to the return altitude. If it's higher than the return altitude, stay up where you are, don't descend. But no, unlike rescue, GPS rescue in Betaflight, what happens with when it gets to be 200 meters away, it will actually start to descend because it doesn't auto land. This acts more like a camera drone, which is one of the cool things about it because it'll fly back. You set your return to home altitude higher than any obstacles around, and it'll just come on back. Michael Blade says this FPV stuff is making more sense to me now. I'm really getting into it. Yeah, it's drone crack is what it is.
You know what it is in the beginning when you hear all these terms FPV, ESC, and VTX, and you're like, it's kind of overwhelming. It can be.
So this thing actually flew pretty good.
I thought it was the flyer that makes it fly good, not the
well,
drone.
but I mean the quad. Look, the quad really handled well. It didn't oscillate in the turns.
It's turning good.
I was whipping it around for something that when I threw this whole thing together, I said this is going to be a beater. I'm going to go out there and try shit I wouldn't normally try and not care if I broke it. And then of course, like everything else that I do, when I start flying it, it becomes precious to me, and I don't want to break it.
So Mitch, how long have you been flying FPV?
I started about
3 weeks.
No, I actually started not quite 2 years ago, but a year and 8 months, year and 9 months ago. But I mean, I was flying like this after 3 or 4 months, but not as aggressive. In other words, I would fly here and fly around, but I wouldn't be blasting around through the trees like I do now. And I'm old. It takes me longer to learn things.
You're a good pilot, though. You're definitely a good pilot.
He is a good pilot.
Well, thank
He's
you.
smooth and suave.
That's me.
We've taught him well.
Yeah, right.
You have, guys.
Wait! Another left turn. Hold on.
I did right
Here we
turns,
go.
Carlos.
Here we go.
I did right turns. I consciously did right turns just for you.
I'm just breaking your chops. That's it.
I know.
I like
But
this little path down here. This is the way
You
I
like
like
that,
back
yeah.
here. When you
And
flew
then-
low, the other some other bird, the sector. That's the
And
one.
then here on this part, I said, I'm just going to go up and just cruise a little bit, up a little higher. And
Is that your place further down?
that's the northern end of my community.
Okay.
Yeah, it's huge. It's big community. But here I just took it up there and just said, let me just cruise around. Look, look at the throttle up in the upper left there. 19%, 20%. Look at the flight time. I'm at 5 minutes already.
Yeah.
On this thing, and this is a 1500 4S. So turns out, other than the props in the shot, because it is a race quad style frame, with the battery on the bottom. And I also took this video, which was 4:3, and used that SuperView software that I showed you last night to stretch it to 16.9. So you notice that the writing in the center is not stretched, and the further you get out to the edges, the more the numbers get stretched out.
A quick hello to Mr. Dan, Drone Worship Motor and Cinematic.
Oh, hey,
and,
Dan, how you doing, buddy? And I see...
Dan. Welcome.
Hey, Dan. How you doing?
Good to see you.
The many faces and channels of Dan.
Yes.
Worship.
But this, I think I got over 6 minutes on this. Yeah.
Hey,
about
Art, you got any
6
footage
minutes.
to tell us of flights, anything to share? Chris,
I've been
nothing?
working 10-hour days all week.
Old
Yeah.
stuff from like 2 weeks ago. Or Chris,
Leave
anything?
him alone. Leave him alone. He's sending me. So Art, I win some candy on your show last night.
Yeah.
So I get a watch this suave landing here. That's
Up,
what happens
up.
when you. That's what happens when you have the battery on the bottom. Now, so then, since we're showing my footage from today, then I took this little puppy. Remember this little thing? This little Tyro89
With the new Rush 200 camera.
with the Rush Tiny Tank VTX on it, and I went ahead and where is it? 89.
Yeah, where
Here
is
it is.
There.
And I went ahead and flew that around so we can watch that. This little bugger is a handful.
It gets going quick.
For a little tiny thing, it's a handful.
Do you think it's faster than the race?
No, I don't think it's faster than the 5-inch, but
No, the Tinyhawk race, whatever they call it.
it is. It is
Yeah.
definitely, because the next flight was the Tinyhawk race. I flew that, and it wasn't as fast as this little thing. The 5-inch was faster though. That last flight on the Franken
Are the
Quad
camera are the camera angles the same
Yeah,
on
they're
the
all pretty
Tyro
much
and the other one? Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty much the same. But this was my first flight of the day, and I haven't flown analog in a while, so it took me a little while to get used to the interference, you know. Although it wasn't too bad. It's got I got it set at 200 milliwatts. This is a nice place to go fly on Sunday because nothing's open there, and it's got it's got as many obstacles as you really want. You know, you got all kinds of things to fly through, fly around.
That was a close call. I saw that.
Well,
It was good. You got
it's
out of it.
supposed to be
Good.
close,
Yeah,
right?
that
I
was
mean,
cool.
that's-
I saw that though. You got out of it.
yeah, I
It's a
managed to
save.
fly. I managed to
saved
fly
it.
without. I flew 6 packs altogether, and I didn't crash into anything. So I'm happy about that.
I think Ed's the only guy that can fly 6
Boom!
packs and only
Hit the
fly one
trees there.
battery.
See that? Did you see that? I hit.
Yep.
I did fly through a
Yep.
tree branch, but came out the other side unscathed.
You
so
survived.
I survived. Yeah.
Might have scratched the pro.
I don't know. Let me look. Doesn't look
Guy
like it.
down there with a nice Hyundai Santa Fe. You see him?
Hyundai Santa Fe. Yeah. Got
Anybody
my
see a
lawn
right
chair.
turn yet?
There, I forgot my neck strap for my radio, so I'm flying, holding on to it in my hands.
Oh, first right turn.
This is a NASCAR course, Carlos. All left turn.
No, I'll make some right turns here.
There's a right
I'll
one.
I'll make some right turns. But you know, come to find out, we've talked about this. I'm not the only guy. I think Danny says the same thing. That
There's
you get
quite
used
a
to-
few people
You
that
just
do
get
left.
you just feel more comfortable turning.
But yeah,
And-
we'll pick on you.
Hey, it's my job. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. But I'm still very conservative. I don't try
This
to
gets
fly.
pretty good range though.
Not bad at all, is it? See, it started to
Nice.
when you get down behind a lot of trees, it kind of bugs out. But
I'm glad to see. That was a question
That was
I was going to ask
smooth.
you.
That was smooth.
In the top left-hand corner is your VTX signals coming back to your goggles.
yeah,
And-
that's
and-
from the TBS Fusion.
Yeah. So I was wondering, it does that. That's what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, yeah. It's showing it's showing you is it's showing you the relative signal strength for your two different antennas.
Different antennas, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Boom.
Nice
So
landing.
that was that one, and then the little Tinyhawk. Where's the Tynyhawk?
Oh,
Tyro89. Here it is. This was the little Tynyhawk. I took it off in stab mode without realizing it, I think. It didn't take me long to figure it out, though. I said, what the hell's wrong with this thing? Right there. You see how it's gone sideways? That was the wind. The wind, it really got windy. And this little thing in that wind, you had to constantly fly accordingly. Now, does this look faster or slower than that little Tyro89?
You know what I was going to ask you to do after we watch this, because I know you want us to watch this, is I want to see the angle of the other camera, see how much props we see of your Tyro, just to compare. Do you have the throttle up on this thing?
No. No. I know, but you see, this thing has got a lot more noise, video noise. So it doesn't seem to do as good as the Tiny Tank, you know, even though they're both set to 200.
Supposedly.
This is the one that's built in.
That was nice. I kind of don't like this. Was recently.
Today.
I'm jealous that you're flying and it's freaking cold as ice here, with wind.
Yeah, it got to be like 60, 61 here today. I waited till, I think it was around 1 o'clock. And interestingly enough, I'm in Class D airspace here. Okay? So I went on and got a clearance from the FAA to fly.
You called?
No, I used the
Blank?
automated. I used the automated app. It was which app did I use
AirMap?
today?
AirMap?
No, I don't like AirMap. AirMap is a pain in the ass. I use Kitty Hawk.
Oh.
Kitty Hawk takes you 5 seconds, and told them that I was going to fly from 12:30 for 2 hours, right where I was on the map. Showed them where I was going to be. Said I wasn't going to go over. I was going to be under 200 feet, which is what I did. And 10 seconds later, I get this ginormous text. If you guys have never seen what you get, it's that much.
Oh, gee.
Okay.
Can you see that? And it says,
It's long.
oh yeah, it says Lance, and it gives you the number, request approved, authorized by the FAA, the number again, Melbourne, 1/10/21, 5:30 p.m. UTC, 1/10/21, 7:30 p.m. UTC, 200 feet in accordance with 49 USC, paragraph 44809A5. Your operation is authorized within the designated airspeed and time frame constraints. Altitude limits are absolute values above ground level and shall not be added to the height of any structures. This authorization is subject to cancellation at any time upon notice by the FAA administrator, blah, blah, blah. And this authorization does not constitute a waiver of any state or local. Mitchell Weiss is designated responsible for the overall safety, and it just goes on and on and on in a text. Takes, from the time you hit submit, takes 5-10 seconds to get a clearance.
Mitch, I want to greet and say hello to Joe Baylock before you
Oh,
go
hey,
on.
Joe. How you doing, buddy?
All right.
And I went ahead and did it as a recreational pilot today, not a 107. So you can actually get a Lance clearance as a recreational pilot. You don't need a 107 to get that.
Ed wants to know if the Blue Jays and the Crows, do they ask for
Well, of course they do, you know, and they get the clearance, and they get the clearance. Yeah, it's just I should be playing my disclaimer. Anyway, that's now you wanted to see what Carlos, you wanted to see
The difference of the angles of the like how much prop do we see on each, just to compare.
Well, let's see
Because you
here.
said about the speed, because that kind of dictates speed.
Yeah, but I think the props, the camera angles are
They were
about
similar?
the same. But I think the camera's mounted a little higher on the Tyro. But let's take a look at that again, and see.
Refer to the videotape, right, Chris?
Yeah, see if this is the Tyro89.
Yes,
See,
yes, sir.
see what kind of props you see. Yeah, you see right down in the lower corner. You see the props.
Yeah, there's actually a decent amount of props there. It's pretty much the same,
Yeah.
but like you said, it's just faster.
So, geez, I can't believe I really wanted to do that conversion tonight, and it didn't dawn on me that I needed a barometer in that flight controller. So, I guess not really brokenhearted, but I thought it would make a good show. So, let me bring all the rest of you guys back in here. There we go. It says the other props were higher.
You think so?
Maybe, but you know the cameras might be a little different too.
Could be.
I don't know. This is my camera angle. They're the camera's level. Okay, so that's the camera angle that I'm flying.
You can go a little higher. You'll see it go faster. Not that
Yeah,
you have
but
to, but it definitely.
But
will go higher.
I like cruising, and there's the camera angle on this. I think the camera angle on the little
It's
race
similar.
is a little. They're close. They're close. I'm not really out to go real fast. I like a combination of that and cruising. You know, when you raise that camera angle, the higher you raise that camera angle, the less yaw you need in your turns, and the more up stick, the more back stick on the right you need in your turns. So once you get used to flying at a certain camera angle, it's different when you raise that camera up so you go faster. So pick,
Yeah, some birds for cruising, some birds for like zipping along.
yeah, if you like that, if you want to race. When you get older, you just kind of like to cruise. So what do you want to talk about now that my whole show went to hell because I was stupid? Sean Oz
No,
is
that was
here.
good
Hi,
flying,
Sean.
Mitch. I enjoyed it.
Well, I got something to show you anyway.
Hey, Sean Oz.
Yeah, that little
Sean.
that little super view thing that really makes a difference. You know, for example, this I'll show you this. I just showed you which one was the last. The Tyro, the Tynyhawk race was the last one I showed you, right? So this is what it looked like in.
Hey,
This is
Bill.
what it looked like
How you
in
doing?
4x3. Okay, let me get it going here. That's what it looked like in 4x3. And then,
These are your DJI goggles in analog, right?
yeah, with the module. When I look at the same thing stretched, you see the word air, and the number, and the F3 is the same size as the letters in the center. When I look at the stretched of the same video, in the center the letters are the same size, but as you get out towards the edges, that's where it stretches it, see? And it gives you the feeling of actually going faster, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more of the GoPro look, because this is what the GoPro Super View uses, pretty much the same algorithm to stretch it. Stretches the edges but leaves the center alone. Anyway, did anybody try that Super View thing that we talked about last week? Guess not.
Sean Oz is saying the Mini 2 dropped from the sky, whatever that means.
It fell, crashed.
it means he crashed his Mini too. It fell from the sky.
Uh-oh.
I've heard a couple of people have said
Uh-oh.
that their Mini
What happened,
twos
Sean?
just kind of fell out.
Probably the snow up there. It's cold.
You know, I wonder if the cold does have something to do with
Wouldn't be surprised.
some of these things.
Because it's a lot colder up in the mountains than it is down here.
We didn't say hi to Jody.
Sorry
yet.
to hear
I
that.
see Jody.
Jody?
I was going to say hello, but I don't know.
I didn't
Hi,
see-
I don't
see-
want to interrupt anybody here. But anyway, aren't these batteries or drones set up for like a certain low and a certain high? They say fly in certain weather parameters.
Yeah, but
Have these
when
drops
it-
been in cold weather mainly?
Well, that would be one thing to consider. They tell you, when you go out, keep your batteries warm until you're ready to fly. Keep them in your car, keep them in your pocket, keep them in you don't want them to get too cold. Same thing with a car battery. When a car battery gets real cold, it won't put out the same amount of current as it would when it's a little warmer. Bill, Coast to Coast Drones, how you doing? He says it's going to end up being a battery firmware mismatch that caused it. Well, that's the problem with the way DJI works. When they upgrade their firmware, every battery's got to be updated. I know that happens every time I update my Mavics. The first time you put a different battery and you get an error message that says you need to update your battery firmware.
Update it.
And I update it. It's actually kind of a nice thing about FPV batteries, just straight lipos with no intelligence in them. They're just batteries. What does Sean say? He says if he hadn't flown in snow or cold, he might blame that. Others upgrading firmware and having a motor stop with them too, so not sure of the real cause. Did you get the drone back? I guess he did if he's going to send it in for repair. Was that was the Mini 2?
Do these batteries update with the DJI Assistant or through the
Over the
bird
air?
itself over the air?
No, over the air.
Nope.
Yeah.
No refresh on.
They'll update after you put them into the drone, Carlos. That's when they get their update.
Okay,
Yeah, and
The
they
drone gets
get
an
it.
update, and the update gets passed down to the battery.
right.
Yeah, yeah. So they get the update from the drone firmware. I would imagine.
Things can get too stiff.
There you go. The temperature gets high, it shuts off. Bill from coast to coast.
Joe Blaylock says he heard reports of props loosening and hitting the body on the original Mini. You have that problem, Chris?
No, but I've seen it. Yeah, it's when it's humped down, getting a little more than it's like in sport mode. They'll come back and hit the body just a tad. Because the arms on the original Mini are real soft. And I think they fixed that issue on the Mini 2.
Ah, okay. He said he was only 6 feet off the ground when it happened. Well, if you got to have that happen, that's a good place. And did it actually physically break anything?
6 foot off the ground.
I was in Cabo flying my original Mini, and I was just trying to take off from a 3-foot piling, and it went up 6 inches, came right down into the sand.
Really?
I don't know what caused it. Luckily, no damage other than a couple of grains of sand in the motor. I had to get out, but
Knock on wood. I flew mine today in the snow. Actually, here it snowed this afternoon. I run 2 batteries through it,
Wow.
and had a ton of fun.
yeah.
Got it. I feel bad about complaining about it being 60 degrees here.
Man, Mitch,
I would be in a t-shirt.
first time in 10 years we've had snow, so no complaints.
Yeah, I suppose.
And it's on a Sunday, and
it'll-
it's already melting, so that's even better.
Right. That's what I was just gonna say. It'll be gone in a few days.
It's already trying to leave. It looks like. Anyway, I'm gonna cut out, Mitch. I got stuff I need to do before I go to bed.
All right, Chris. Well, thanks for coming in. I don't know if this is going to be a long show tonight or not. We'll see. We'll see
You bet.
how many people
You bet.
hang in here. What we talk about.
Take care, everybody.
Adios,
Take care.
Good night.
Thanks for
Good night,
coming in,
Chris.
Chris. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you, Chris. Take
Not
care,
all.
man.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Yeah, on that note, Mitch, I'm gonna go too.
God,
Just wanted to
everybody's
show you
bailing.
my shirt that Santa brought me.
All right, Ray, you're in the spirit.
And I'll
We
say
all
good
have to
night.
wear. We have to wear our shirts in March. I'm going to go down there one day this week, Ray.
All right, let me know.
I'll let you
what
know.
day
Yeah,
is
I'm
best.
gonna when it looks like it's going to be a nice day without, because if it's a windy day, it's always worse over there by the water. So I'm going to
Right,
wait
right.
and run
Okay.
down there with some drones and make sure there are no drone signs. Do some flying.
Test
and,
flight.
yeah, that's like.
All right. Good night,
All right,
guys.
buddy. Thanks
Good
for
night,
coming.
everybody in the chat.
Good night,
Ah,
Ray.
Here we are, the regulars. So.
Well, I'll have to get some Hawaiian shirts to bring with me when I come down there.
Yeah, you will. You will. So let me get back to this thing you're sending me. I had said earlier that I won some
Yeah, it was
candy
a
on Art's show, so
Mobula 7.
I get a text today from Art, and it says, your candy's on the way. Oh, by the way, I put a drone in there for you to fix.
Did he give you money for parts? Did he send some cash?
Yeah, I'd be
Oh,
willing
you better
to
believe
pay.
it. The last time was on the
That
house
should be
here,
an,
buddy.
that
This
should
time,
be that should be an automatic. Throw 20.
I don't mind
$30.
fixing stuff, but I don't want to pay for it. To fix it. That's for sure. I could do as much of that as I wanted. I guarantee you.
Well, I put some extra rubber posts and the screws with it.
What's
So-
wrong with it?
If he
Well,
knew,
I
he'd keep
couldn't
it.
I bought the parts. I went to screw it in. I just can't get the
To get it
the
put back
darn
together.
thing back together again.
Okay. Have you you haven't bound it to any radios yet or anything?
No, I haven't. No.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So.
All right, can I make a minuscule suggestion before you buy stuff? Talk to
Oh
Mitch.
yeah. What
Give,
would
give
that
Mitch
be,
a
Carl?
call. Give Mitch
Yeah,
a call
don't-
before you start buying used stuff, so it
I
doesn't
got a
end up
better
costing.
idea.
Because if
Don't-
you end up paying for the fix, it's the same thing as a brand new one. A brand new one is $100.
Yeah, that's,
Maybe.
Yeah, it's not. I'm telling you, Art. When it comes, there are certain things that are great to buy off of police auction sites.
Mm-hmm.
Drones are not one of them.
Well, the Phantoms, I could fix those. Those are no. I fixed them up myself. It just, when it comes to FPV stuff, I'm like,
Parts are so
okay,
small.
Yeah,
They're
and you're not
minuscule.
likely to find a decent FPV drone on a police auction site. The kind of stuff the police are seizing is not going to be from a really high-end,
Yeah,
knowledgeable
that's true.
drone pilot.
Or it'll be older.
Older than dirt, yeah. And the price of these new things now, the new bind and flies, just keeps going down and
Yep,
down and down.
that's true.
And the companies like iFlight with the Nazguls,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Steele did a video I watched today.
Yeah.
He went to Grace. He lives in Atlanta, so he went into Grayson Hobby in Atlanta to buy a Cat X Vista because he's hooked on DJI now. The man who said he'd never fly DJI, he likes his analog stuff, got a taste of DJI, and now he even admitted today that most of his flying, but he still likes analog because he's got a whole line of analog products.
He likes selling analog, or he likes analog?
Well, he likes to fly analog because he's been doing it for 6 years, and when you fly at the level he does, you don't want to relearn every flight. You don't want to have to get used to something different. It's like driving cars. If you're a NASCAR driver, you don't want to have a completely different car every time you go out on the track. You want to learn the car. The car, and that's the way he is with his drones. And in order to do the stuff he does, he's got to become one with that thing. But he likes the, so he went up to Grayson Hobby to buy a CADX Vista, which are harder and harder to find because so much of the production is being bought up by these companies like iFlight and Eachine and people that make drones ready, you know, bind and flies. It's trying to find the damn thing by itself. So he went in there, and the CADX Vista is about $150. Now we got the group.
Hey,
now we got the whole family's here. Hi, Ed.
Good evening, Ed.
How you doing, buddy? So what happened? What
And a
happened
quick hello to
was.
Night Train. I don't know.
Oh,
if you
Mike.
received
Yeah,
a-
I sent Mike a link, man. I sent you. Did you get the email? I sent you a link tonight, Mike. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. So anyway, he went up and he couldn't buy the Vista, but they had an iFlight Nazgul HD with the CADX Vista in it for $319.
Ooh. There you go.
Okay, when you consider the camera is $150,
Not bad.
that's $170 for the whole rest of the drone. And he said he bought it, and he figured, if he didn't like the drone the way it flew, he'd just pull the camera out and sew off the pieces of the drone, So he did it. He flew it, and he did it. If I had to say what he gave it, 8 or 9 out of 10. I mean, he was incredibly complimentary about the build quality, and yet he had to be cautious because he can't say it's every bit as good as everything that I sell, because that would. So with a certain reservation, he gave it a glowing review for $319 with DJI digital in it. Without the DJI, you could probably buy that drone for $189, $199 with analog setup. So at those prices, getting everything brand new,
And built
shiny
for it.
out of the box, it doesn't pay to think about buying any used thing that you're going to end up spending that much on to get it fixed. So that was I watched his video on that today. Not that I need to buy another drone, that's for sure.
Yeah.
No, it looks like your wall has a nice collection on it, but
Yeah, that's that picture that's behind me is fairly recent. I think I got 20 quads up there. So
I keep forgetting that's not the real wall. That's the virtual
no, but
wall.
that's a picture. That's a picture of the real wall. And that picture I took. Let me see what I got on the back row there. Now I've got more quads now than when I took that picture. So it's absurd. So I haven't got a new one in a while. And what I've been doing is taking, like that Franken Quad, taking the quads that I have, and what are you laughing about, Carlos?
Yeah.
A message that somebody wrote in Messenger. nothing
Oh,
to do
okay.
here. I'm sorry.
Anyway, I decided, like today, I took out 2 quads that I hadn't flown in quite a while, because they're analog, and I seem to, when I go fly, I just kind of ignore the analog stuff. I just grab the DJI stuff, and away I go. So today I said, I'm going to fly some analog stuff today, and I actually enjoyed it.
Cool.
Actually enjoyed it. It's a little, not
Just
that it
not
makes
the
you
clear. Yeah.
nervous, but you don't see every little ghost branch. You don't get the stability of saying, I know I can fly a mile out in that direction and I'm not going to lose any video quality whatsoever. You can't do that with analog. Joe Blaylock says he's flashing a new OS on a cell phone. Ubuntu Touch instead of Android.
Yep. Hey, Mitch, I'm going to have to blaze as well. Got to get ready for work.
Do you have
All
another
right, all right.
overtime week?
Yeah, he's busy.
I don't
man.
know.
He's,
I
I'm
should
afloat
know
alone there,
tomorrow. I
man.
may be working overtime all this
Making the
week
money.
because
Save some of the
Yeah.
money.
Yes, sir.
our shelves
Art.
are just jammed. Yes, Ed.
You really have to watch those 4-letter words, okay?
Okay.
There you go. All right, buddy. Take care, Art. Good
All
to
right,
see you.
thank you very much.
Thanks for stopping in, and let me
There you
give
are.
you. Let me find your little deal here. Where is it? Here it is. You ready?
Yes.
Okay.
There
All
we
right.
go. I feel good now.
All right.
Thank you. Good seeing you, Carlos. Ed, good seeing you.
Keep smiling, Art.
Everybody in the
Have
chat,
fun.
take care. Catch you next time.
All right.
Friday, my birthday. Take care of
62, 61.
61.
61.
Happy birthday. In
Children.
advance.
You're all children.
Hey, you
Every
old
one of you.
bastard.
You're all children. You see, who stream? Oh, it was on Art Stream. I went on Art Stream last night. I don't know if you guys watched it or not, but I
Didn't
went
see
in
it.
there. I
Was
went in
watching
there, and
TV.
he's had a guy. Keith came on. Keith was his channel name was a Jeep, a drone, and an old man. And he's got his big bushy white beard, and you couldn't tell how old he was. And I got excited. I got excited. I said, there is somebody older than me. I said,
How
Keith,
old was he?
I said, Keith, that's what I said. Keith, how old are you? I'm old, man. I'm old. I said, well, how old?
Oh,
I'm real
man.
old. I said, in years, Keith, 65. I said,
Oh,
shit.
jeez.
I said, ah, shit.
Well, you gotta look at it this way, Mitch, okay? Old is a state of mind.
No, I'll tell you what, there are mornings when old is a state of how your back aches.
Well, I mean, I'll give you that, but I mean, I don't know. I know people that are, well, let's just say it can be a weight thing. The heavier guys, they seem to age quicker.
Yeah, well, that's true. And I, last year was not a great year. I put on like 15 pounds last year, which
You?
yeah, I did.
With all the walking you do?
Well, that's just it. Last year with all this crap, I just changed all my routines because of this COVID nonsense and all the crap, the depressing politics and everything. I just, got pissed and semi-depressed and gained 15
And he's
pounds.
not crashing as much, Carlos, because he flies better now.
Yeah.
Quick hello to Mr.
Hey,
John
John
Coopy.
Coopy. Yeah, John, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Your face doesn't show you gain weight, so I don't know where you gained it.
No, not really. I get it, the waist around the middle. So at any rate, I've decided I'm walking again every morning and trying to start eating less carbs and more protein, get back on that.
So have you tried walking while you fly your drone yet?
No, I don't do that. No, because then I'd have to walk and smoke a cigar and fly my drone.
Okay,
Because
well, you can do that with the Viper
yeah,
goggles.
smoking a cigar is an integral part of walking. I get the strangest looks from people because I'm out there walking to get healthy, and yet I'm smoking a cigar, and people look at me like.
2 steps forward, 1 back.
I've actually Uranus Explorer says, Mitch, how old? Oh God, my friend, I will be 74 in May. Ugh, God, it hurts to even say that.
May what? What's your birthday? May who?
May 7th. May 7th.
Well, you got a ways to go to 3/4 of a century,
Yeah, I know. I got a year before I get to be 75. I was born in 1947.
Wow.
Seems
Good for
like
you.
100 years ago. Seems like
You look
my father-
younger than the guy right below you, so.
Yeah.
You're doing-
Yeah,
He
that would be at Mitch's 5 o'clock.
my father was born in 1901. And I mean, he was like 46 when I came along. He was, I was the first too, and that was his first marriage. He just
Wow.
My
he
father was
was,
1928.
he was a bad. My mom was born in 1918, and my mom was like 17 or 18 years younger than my father, and she died first. Believe it or not, he lived to
Killed
be
her.
into his 90s. Nah, she got cancer.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Being
but
silly.
my dad lived into his 90s, and I think my mother's illness took 10 years off his life. To tell you the truth, it was rough. So, but they've been gone a long time. My mom in 84, my dad in 1990. So I've been an orphan for over 30 years now.
I'd like to say a little hello to somebody with a very interesting channel name.
Uranus?
Uranus?
Yeah.
To me, I think the guy might be a proctologist.
I was thinking.
He very well could be.
I mean, I actually have pictures.
Don't tell me.
From my colonoscopy, they actually gave me a picture
Well,
to take home.
We don't share those.
And no, it's clean as a whistle. It was gorgeous, man. No
You
polyps,
gotta
no
clean
nothing.
it.
I put it in my family album. You never
Look
had
at
one of
that
those?
clean colon I got, prick.
I've had a colonoscopy, but I didn't take home any souvenirs with me.
They handed me this picture. They printed them up. It was printed on a laser printer along with the report. They give you the report, and then there's pictures, different pictures.
All right, so
I don't want to know.
I won't share it. I'm not going to show you the pictures of, that's very
here's
personal.
a future. Remember the movie from years ago where the people got miniaturized and they flew a spaceship through this person's body.
I remember that. Yeah.
Journey to the what? Remember that in the
yeah.
in
What was
submarine?
it? What was
Journey,
it?
not Journey to the Center of the Earth.
No,
but
no,
what-
no,
got
no,
Paul
it
Welch in that one?
Oh, what the hell was the
Raphael
name of that
Welch
Oh,
was
movie?
in
Meg
that.
Ryan was in it. And,
No, that's
What
the
was the
old,
name
that's
of
a
that
new
movie?
version.
anyway, the bottom line is this is the future for FPV pilots.
Well, what's his face?
They
John
can
Coopy's
fly
got it right there.
surgical drones through the body.
John Coopy's got it. Colonoscopy FPV, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, John, very good, man. Yes, sir. I've had 3 of them. I think this last one was my last.
I think I had one, and that's it. I'm enough. That's enough.
No, every 10 years. They told me when I had my first one, I was like 50. And the guy said, you got nothing. He says, you probably will never get it, but come back in 10 years. So I said, okay. So when I was 60, I went back and he did it again, and they told me the same thing.
Fantastic Voyage.
Then I had Fantastic Voyage, that's right. Then I had one when I was 70 here a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, and they pretty much said, we'll see you at 80. And I said, nah, I don't think so. I think if I don't have it by now, I'm not going to worry about it.
I have a neighbor downstairs that went for it, and they punctured her or they messed her up, and she's not the same since.
That's one of the, it's very rare,
Yeah, well,
but that's one of the risks. You can.
and it's only what,
can-
6 or 7 feet they go in through, and you have what? How many feet
Yeah,
of?
it's your large intestine. They don't go into the small intestines. They just.
The bottom end is where the problem usually is.
Yeah, that's where it normally is. But.
No.
See you,
Fantastic
John.
Voyage. Yeah. Hey, Mike B, how you doing, buddy?
My last checkup was good.
Sean, take care, buddy. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. Good to see you.
The only proctology joke I know is where the guy put in a second finger because he wanted a second opinion, or put in 2 fingers because he wanted a second opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know
I'll
many
tell you what, man.
proctology jokes.
That button is reserved for one very special person. You got to feel privileged that you actually got one of those.
Or the proctologist says bend over and both his hands are on your shoulders.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
What was that joke about? The punchline was that thing better have numbers on it. Guy comes home, finds the doctor in bed, his family doctor in bed with his wife. He says, "What the hell are you doing?" He says, I'm taking her temperature." Guy says, "That thing better have numbers on it."
That's about right.
Yeah, remember
Good
that?
job.
That's
Good
an old-
job, Mike B. Mike B, aka the Drone Ranger.
Fantastic
He
Voyage.
dusted off the files and came up with Fantastic Voyage.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
that is the movie.
It did have Voyage in it. Yeah, not
And
Journey.
Raquel Welch wasn't in that one? The original?
I don't think so. Well, let's go to the tape, man. Let's check it
Google
out
that.
here. Fantastic Voyage.
I don't know why. I remember
can
a pretty-eyed
spell.
lady.
Fantastic Voyage. 1966. American science fiction. Who's
They were
the
ahead of their
cast? Starring Stephen Boyd, Raquel Welch,
There you go.
Edmund O'Brien, Donald Pleasance. Remember him? He was always the bad guy in the James Bond films. And Arthur Kennedy. Wow.
I remember him.
Raquel Welch had her moments, even though she was a commie spy, where she looked pretty good.
Yeah, she did that 10,000 year
commie
BC.
spy.
Remember the 10,000 years BC thing she did? That was,
Cave woman outfit.
that was with Ringo Starr, wasn't it?
I don't remember. I never saw it, but I remember hearing about it.
You heard about her on Johnny Carson, right? With the cat.
No.
She had a cat on her lap. And Johnny Carson asked if he could pet her.
Pet her. Oh, okay. I get you. Yeah.
That's famous.
Best construct. Yeah. Joe Blaylock's is Uranus. Yeah. There's a fudge place called in Uranus. What state is that in? City called Uranus.
Did he say a fudge place, though?
Yeah. That's a place that makes fudge. And the town they're in is Uranus.
I wouldn't eat it.
And Ken Heron had a little video blip about it on his show.
Yeah, the fudge place. Imagine the guy that puts the fudge in the boxes.
What?
He's the fudge packer.
He's the fudge packer. Yeah. Well, there's no end. There's no end to what you can come up with. So you guys got any video? You got any videos? Because like I say, my whole idea for a show got blown out of the water because I was kind of stupid and forgot that I needed a barometer and this iFlight flight controller that this thing has in it that I was going to upgrade to INAV tonight does not have a barometer on the flight controller.
Ed, you didn't fly today, Ed, or you did?
I did not.
Really?
No, I should have.
Was it Zsa Zsa Gabor?
Joe, you may be right. Uranus, Tennessee. Sounds like good work. Barbara Bach was with, I remember her too. Zsa Zsa Gabor. That wasn't Raquel Welch, it was Zsa Zsa. You know, she used to be a regular on the Tonight Show.
Yes, she did.
A lot of those old
Hungarian,
school.
was she?
Yeah, she was some kind of
And
Yugoslavian.
was Zsa Zsa the one in
Hungarian.
Green Acres, or was it Ava? I didn't know who did what.
I'll tell you what, I don't remember whether it was
Darling.
one or the other. I knew it was one of the Gabor sisters.
I know Ed's favorite character, he said, was the pig. What was his name?
Arnold.
Arnold, there you
Arnold
go.
the pig, yeah. Mike's saying that it was Zsa Zsa and she sued Johnny Carson over that. Unbelievable. So
The
Joe says he
American way.
flew his Tello tonight, indoors, I imagine.
You know, that goes up to 99 feet now. The app allows you to.
Yeah,
If
I
you
had.
update it.
I still, I can't even remember the last time I flew it, but I do have one.
I gave it away to my nephew.
And
took
I
my prop
got
guards off.
three batteries for it. I even went out and picked up that Wi-Fi range extender thing.
Zuni.
You
Zoni,
plug
Zoni.
that into a battery pack. It's made by what the hell's the name?
Sony.
Yeah, Wi-Fi Plus, and it worked okay, but it's just still a toy drone. I don't care what you do with it.
I don't like that you fly it forward and the camera just faces down.
And I got the controller.
I got that too.
Yeah, and
What was that was called? I forget that.
oh, what was it? It's the hell was the name of this thing?
SK Skies. I don't know. There's so many names.
God, it's
The Paramambo was better than that one, I thought.
Oh, Game Sir.
Game Sir, that's
like
right.
a TD1 or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You had to get just the right one too, because there's only one controller on the planet that would work with this thing.
No, you can take it out.
Joe,
Live. Game
Joe,
show,
I
yeah.
suck at flying in the house. I do not fly in the house.
No, but this is GPS. It's
Yeah,
let
well,
go of the
yeah, it's
sticks and
not
stand
really
still.
GPS. It's got
altitude.
flow sensors on the bottom,
Right.
and it's stabilized. So it looks at what's underneath it and holds its position based on.
Have you ever
the
taken the
visual.
prop guards off of it and flown it?
No, probably
Oh,
better.
okay. Yeah,
Probably much
zippier.
better. But I get bored. You know, you get bored with it after 2 minutes.
It's the same thing with those GPS drones. Well,
What
that's
it's,
what it
I'll
is.
tell you what it's good for. If you try to learn how to fly line of sight, just to get used to flying figure eights, which way the right and left is.
I think the
probably
hardest
good.
part is when people come back to themselves to remember which way to go.
Yeah, that you know,
It changes everything.
yeah, and to me that's the easiest thing after all the RC
Yeah,
airplanes
after a
I
while,
flew.
yeah.
I don't even have to think about that.
Comes second nature.
Yeah.
He flew the Mavic Air in the house today. Now that's cool. That I've done.
Wow. With or without prop guards?
Did I used prop guards, I think. Yeah, I've crashed once or twice in the apartment. You know what I did try with the Mavic Air? Have you ever tried, Joe Baylock, to fly it with your hand, with the hand gestures only?
Oh wow, no,
That's pretty cool.
Does it work?
Yeah.
Did
You
they
put your
bring it
palm out.
forward? Did they bring it forward to the Mavic Air 2?
That I couldn't tell you. But I remember you go like this, you put your hand up, the drone would go up, you go sideways, left and right. Then you go like this with two hands and it would go away from you. It's pretty neat.
Is that like gesture mode or something?
Yeah, yeah.
What happens if you give it the finger?
I think it takes a picture. No. I think that if you did one of these things, I think it would take a picture.
No, I mean give it the middle
Oh, I
finger. It
understand.
takes a picture of you giving it the finger.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, that'd be nice.
that would make sense. But it was interesting.
Automation, man. Yeah. Yeah.
And it also, Ed, that thing is, well, it doesn't matter. It did the, what do they call that? That globe mode when it went up into the air? And it, Joe Baylock, what do they call that when it did that spinny?
Orbit?
No, it gives you the tiny planet thing.
Yeah, yeah, it goes up and all that.
Oh, I thought it was just a video thing.
The Spark 2 also did that, yep.
All
I
the
had both.
Yeah.
DJI drones do that, I think.
Gesture mode?
No, where it,
Oh, the
where it
other
goes
one.
up and turns you into a tiny planet.
What was that called? I don't remember. It'll come back to me.
Asteroid.
Yeah, yeah, something like that. Asteroid mode.
Yeah, the rocket mode takes you straight up, but the asteroid makes the tiny.
And it's interesting how it does it because you can see it goes up, takes the camera up and down, and then it moves over, takes the camera up and down. I was watching it as it was,
Yeah,
figuring
it
out
goes
how
through
to
a whole
do it.
dance. It goes through a
Right.
whole dance up there. Yeah.
It's pretty neat. And then the boomerang, I think it was. That was pretty cool.
The boomerang is kind of a nice move
Yeah.
because it's not just an orbit. It actually takes
Orbit
you away and then
flies
comes
up,
back.
right.
Yeah. I think if you're standing on a cliff, overlooking
Mhm.
vast, that's a pretty nice scenic shot.
So in other
And-
words, it goes out like a boomerang and then it shifts its view back around back to you as it comes back.
Well,
No,
it
it's
stays.
50,
No, it stays focused on you the whole time, but it goes far away, like an elliptical orbit. It goes far away from you,
Gotcha.
and then as it comes back around, it just doesn't keep the same distance. It actually
Right.
comes in closer and swings close around behind you, and then goes back out again.
So it's going
it's a-
around you further and closer. Both.
Yeah, it's a nice looking effect.
It was
Seems
pretty
like
nice.
the lazy way to do it. Why can't you just do that manually?
You could.
Well, you could if you can keep. The nice thing about those maneuvers for people that aren't professionals or don't practice these things day in and day out is they control the gimbal tilt as well. So it you don't have to be, as you're going back, you don't have to be raising the camera up to keep you centered. It does all
I
that
get you.
stuff for you. Yeah. And that point of interest, locking on the point of interest, really enables you to get some pretty professional looking shots without practicing day in and day out, controlling 3 or 4 different controls all at the same time. Yeah.
That, I mean, the way you explain that, Mitch, makes perfect sense. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's my job. Guys, I'm going to cut it short tonight. I think we ran out of shit to do here.
All right.
And,
Say goodnight to Mr. Rick Halber, who's also saying goodnight.
Yeah, Rick, thanks. Thanks, buddy. Be well. Take care. Take care and stay out of the hospital.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, and like I said, I really, other than showing off all my flying, I thought this show was going to go for 3-4 hours with all this building I had planned, but
Well, maybe you can always throw in an impromptu sometime during the week if you feel
yeah, maybe
motivated.
I can do that. Yeah,
I'll hang with you.
we're losing
Our Steve.
our audience, and
Yeah, all the way down to 15.
yeah, I'm tired. So we'll call it at an hour and a half tonight, which is long enough. And
Okay.
let me thank everybody for coming in. Carlos, thank
I'll
you.
say
Ed,
goodbye.
good to see you.
Mr.
And,
Mitch, Ed. catch
See you,
up.
Mitch,
Take
everybody.
care.
You
Okay,
up
buddy.
Later.
Take care. And that leaves me all by myself. I thought I'd never get rid of those guys, you know. We got a little music on here. Thanks so much, everybody. I'd like to thank everybody who came into the panel. Ken Hearn was here earlier. That was nice to have him. Art, good to see you. Ray Kelly was here. Chris Hope was here. And, of course, Ed and Carlos and me. And everybody who came into the chat. Thanks, guys. Joe Blaylock, Rick Halber, Mike B. Thank you. Jerry Cavalry, how you doing? Thanks for coming in, buddy. Jody, take care, my friend. We'll see you soon. And Paulie, Drone Bum was here. Let me go back a little ways. Uranus exploratory photography. Thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate it. Might be Sean Oz was here. He's gone. And who else did I miss? Mike Night Train, saw him in here. John Coopy. Thanks, John. Appreciate you coming in. With that, guys, I think I'll follow my own advice. Take the rest of the day off, but instead of playing with my drones, I just put them all away because I got half of them out here on the table spread around. So until next time I see you, take it easy. All have a nice week, and I will turn it over to my trusty sidekick, Spank the Monkey, to say goodnight. Say goodnight, Spanky.